2 weeks ago we started a new exciting single story extension that we're doing here in Milwaukee, and in this episode we are going to take a closer look at how we've done all the foundations, setting out the concrete pad and the block work. Let's get into the video. So day one here on this project, the first thing we had to do was measure and mark out where we were going to be digging for our foundations, and then we had to remove an existing decking and patio. Now the access on this job was extremely tight, so we had to remove a window and make the opening a lot bigger via the garage area. Now that one turned out quite funny, so stay tuned and you'll see what happened.
Oh, get it, oh, Jesus. Please don't leave it. I knew it today.
Too good.
I'm with him. We have a shit. Oh, we're in luck, man. This is why the bigger ones, like the disabled ones, pooping in luxury. Right, so the main part of today is the guys are bringing the mini digger in behind us, was to break up all this existing patio, which has proven quite a difficult task, but we've got our MX fuel breaker, so it's finally a good opportunity to really put that to the test. We've also got to take down the existing fence, because as you'll see along here, where the red marks are on the wall, that is where our block work is going to go, so we need to do our foundation in there. And we've also got this existing slab to break down. Now, because of access problems, we're having to use a micro digger, so the digger is obviously a lot smaller than what we'd usually use, so hopefully the digging isn't too bad, but it might take longer than expected. The drones are here, 2 seconds.
The last couple of years, 700 ways to go.
600.
I like bad boys.
It's finally time to get digging. Right, we're going to leave the foundation team to it, because I think we're getting under their feet, getting they're a wee bit shy, right? I'll tell you, they're a wee bit shy. So we've left them with that big MX fuel breaker, so hopefully we get a review out of them by the end of the week. We'll maybe get their thoughts and feelings, because they're using breakers day in, day out. I mean, we use them very rarely for taking out fence posts, breaking up wee steps and deckings and stuff, but these are the guys that really know what they're talking about when it comes to foundations and groundwork. So we'll leave it in their hands. We'll catch up with you soon.
Funny.
Day Day 2 on site, and as you can see there's a big pile of muck behind me, which means the ground workers have been very busy, hopefully digging out a lot of the foundation. We were a wee bit worried about this job because we're having to use a micro digger due to access. Obviously if we could get a slightly bigger digger in, it would definitely speed up the process. Now don't worry about this is going to get picked up with a grab lorry very shortly, so don't need to panic, don't phone the council. Mum will go have a look what's happening. So if you come and have a quick look, I'll explain a little bit of the process. You'll see it's a strip foundation. So basically what happens is, you can see Sean behind me is digging right along the back, and he'll come right up here and right round in a U shape from the property, and that's pretty much what it's going to be. So then that'll be the footing. We'll pour concrete in there down to tie in with the existing foundation all the way around, and that will also have some rebar in it, and then that will get built up with 2 courses either side of it. One will be for the external brick, and the other one our timber kit will sit on top of. In the middle part of this whole bit, we call this bit the solom area, that will get type 1 sand and then a concrete slab, and then we're going to have timber battens that's going on top of that with the tongue and groove flooring, and that will tie in with the existing floor of the kitchen, because where I'm standing right now, in a couple of weeks time, it's going to be a lovely dining room with a skylight, so they'll be able to come right through. We're just taking these doors out, nothing much is happening to the existing kitchen, that's staying as is, as I say, so the family's still living in the property, so it's going well. I'm going to leave them to it again today, and we'll come back and we'll keep you updated. Day 3 and the progress is mega in this job. As you can see, we've taken away the decking, we've taken away all the patio that was here, we've dug this down to level, they've dug the foundation strip, so this is going to be the footing here, and obviously we've got a rebar in there, that's dug 600 wide in the correct depth according to the drawings. That will get filled up with concrete, then they'll build their block perimeter around this, and then they'll fill in the inside here. Again with hardcore type 1 sand and cement, and then we'll be able to put our battens and tongue and groove flooring on top. Going well, that wee digger did good, didn't it? Concrete is coming in 30 minutes and I'm really excited.
You filmed it, Jerry! Huh? You filmed it! I know, I'm talking about it.
Go time, ladies and gentlemen. What would happen is we predicted it, the grab and the concrete would turn up at the one time, so it's all happening. This is just real life in construction. You can never predict these sort of things. So the grab's behind me taking away all the rubbish, and then when that's gone, the concrete lorry will back up, and then all these guys behind me are going to run backwards and forwards like wee yo-yos with the concrete, and it's all gone chaos. It's somebody's that love construction. Couldn't write it, but this is real life. Having a bit of a problem with the mixer. Don't really know what it is yet. I'm just kind of staying out the way. I'm just a wood guy. I'm just here for helping get a hand with the barrels and that backwards and forwards. I'm sure they'll figure it out, but I'll keep you updated if we can get the concrete going. If not, it might need to come back tomorrow. Luckily the thing is, we've only put one wee bit in, so the fact that that's in isn't that much a big deal, but if it was a lot and we got further down the line, so we're just going to assess the situation and figure out what's going to happen next. Right, we're all lining up with all of our twists. The machine's working again. Please sir, may I have some more?
Back here, it's
fucking hell, man. Let's take a piss at you. There you got it now. Gonna get my steps today. Right, so the process is we collect the concrete from here, move it round the back, through the garage and tip it into the foot and foundation where there's a man checking it with a level, raking it all in. Definitely hard work, and thank God we're team-handed because we're racing against the time because you don't want the concrete to set. So, let's go. And we'll repeat the process until the full trench is filled. While they're doing the hard work, because I'm puffed out bringing in the rest of the barrels, I'm using this poker here, basically a big fancy vibrator, and you just shove it in the concrete and that's going to take all the air bubbles out and it's going to make the concrete all go nice and flat and smooth like it's already been done over there. Just in case you're wondering how we know what depth to set this concrete at and how we get our levels, what we do is we set up a rotary laser level over there. We've took our finished floor levels from the inside of the property and then we work back the way, so we go down the 22mm chunk groove flooring, our battens, our sole our sole plate, the block work, etc. until we get to the concrete. That's how we've dug down with the mini digger, and then we're using a shaft and a receiver. It's going to accept the laser, and when you hold it in it'll beep and it'll go up or down. This laser is really sensitive, so within 2-3mm I'm reading the screen here and we've got it dead on. Listen. Perfect. Some difference in it.
Did you? Oh, that's good.
That is good. Alright mate?
Morning.
Hi.
You winning?
How are yous?
I'm good, you?
Not bad.
Right, it's Friday morning, we're back, we're in the trenches still, we've got a solid level footing and you can see the bricklayers are getting started, they've loaded out, and what's going to happen now is we're going to have 2 channels, a 2 single course brick. One's going to be 6-inch block and the outside one's going to be 4-inch block. Now this is what we call the substructure, and we're going to build up to DPC. The inside here, what we see is still the mud and that'll get filled at a later date, probably on Monday. Oh, I'm excited, but this part is crucial because we've got to make sure the setting out is done right, we've got to make sure the building is square, the sizes are right, and it's all nice and level. Now these parts are crucial, like any job, you've always got to start from in the ground, in the foundations, and it is really important that you get these parts spot on, and I'm buzzing for it. They're about to get their first mix on of the day. Right, so we're just getting the drawings out because, as I said, it's absolutely crucial that we double check and triple check all of our sizes when it comes to this stage, because everything after this is going to work off of these. Basically what we do here, like the timber kit's going to come off this, the roof's going to come off this, so we've got to make sure we get it right for the start. These drawings that we've got here, we've been using them for a couple of years now, from a company down in England. They're called Toughcad. They're basically anti-rip proof. They come with these ringlets. We usually have them up on the wall. They're waterproof, so we just leave them on the job, so there's no excuses. Every subcontractor gets a copy, and it saves anybody working off their phone. Nice big A3 paper.
Because that.
Ja, is er een volgende beer? So this point there to that point should be 9 metres and 72, and
Okay.
that should be the building square.
Let's check it.
Aye. Right on the edge. That way. Aye, that should be that. You know the diagonal? Aye. Come down a wee bit, Andy.
Right, thank you very much. Okay. Oh, that was a cool shot.
Right, we're back on site. We nipped away for a wee bit in the afternoon, right? And we always get messages from customers and they always say like, oh, I was going to message you, but I seen you were busy with this extension and that. But please always just message us, or if you're looking to get work done, just reach out to us, because there's plenty of times on jobs like this, even though we're project managing and we're going to nip in and out and video, etc. It's a perfect opportunity for us at this stage when other trades are in to nip away and catch the smaller jobs, hang a couple of doors for Mrs. Smith down the road, put some shelves up, etc. So please, if you're watching this and you're one of our customers, always message us, because there's always opportunity where there's times like this in the job where we're not required. For example, when plaster's in, we're waiting for it to dry, the painters are in, etc. So even though we've got big jobs on the go, we've always got one or two smaller jobs, and it just keeps the business ticking over. And that's a good advice if you're thinking about starting a business, about keeping your cash flow up with having the smaller jobs running over as well as your bigger jobs. But anyway, let's go see how the builders have been getting on. Hi, I'm flying, man, aren't you?
Get there.
Rapid. Looks good. Depo's taking shape now. Week 2, and things are well underway. We just popped up for a wee visit. Obviously, we don't want to get in the way of the guys doing this. So what we're up to now is, you'll see we've got the perimeter built with a 6-inch block on the inside course and the 4-inch block on the outside course. That cavity at the bottom will get filled with concrete, and then that will basically just tie the two walls together. We'll build the timber kit on top, and then the outside skin will be 4-inch block with rough cast render. You'll see they've started filling up this pit in here with type 1 hardcore. Now basically all this is just broken up aggregate, and that will be compacted, and that will stop the concrete pad on top from sinking. Then we'll put a DPM down over the top of that, then we'll have sand, sharp sand down, and then we'll have the concrete right over the top, and that will give us a flat concrete base, which we will then put our battens on in our 22mm chipboard flooring. So all ahead of plan. See, this is a great thing, right? I usually give these projects 3 weeks for the groundworks because we're in Scotland and the rain, but look at the sky, it's absolutely scorching. So we've been really lucky and blessed with really good weather. So they've actually only done it in 2 weeks, which brings us ahead of schedule in case there's anything else that crops up further down the line. We're a week in hand, if that makes sense. So we're just buzzing with the progress so far. Oh, hattigiri, tattigiri.
Fucking YouTube, alright.
A wee bit reasonable then.
They good ON safety boots.
They're good, aren't they?
Right, pulled up behind me right now is the concrete truck. This is the groundworks team last day on site. Basically what's going to happen, the concrete's going to come out the back of that truck, go into the pump and be pumped around the back into the garden. It's going to be a smooth flat finish. It's going to be like a kind of finished concrete. On top of that we'll have the 45 by 45 timber and then the 22mm tongue groove chipboard flooring tying into the existing house.
Give me that one there, Matt.
There's no ball in it, Stevie, no. No ball in it. No.
That looks disgusting. Push some buttons.
Finally, the foundations has been complete. Thanks very much to our subcontractors who have worked extremely hard on this part of the project. It's now our time to shine. In the next video, we're going to be taking a closer look at setting out our wall plate, our timber kit, and even our roof construction. So make sure you stick around and don't miss it. I'll see you there.